Today, 3 more things I don't like in a cozy mystery. Stay tuned. Well, hey everyone! Welcome to Cozy Mystery Tea Time. If you're new here, I'm Ashley. I'm a writer, a blogger, a mom, and I love to read cozy mysteries. And I hope that you do too. Thank you for joining us today. Okay, so today I want to talk about 3 more things that I do not like in a cozy mystery. And I say more because I did a video about a month ago of 3 things that I didn't like in a cozy mystery, and I will link that below if you haven't watched that one yet. Go back and check it out. Before we get started though, I wanted to share 2 things: the comment of the week and also what I just finished reading and what I'm going to be reading next. Okay, so the comment of the week comes from Sharon McLean. And hi Sharon, if you're watching. She was asking if BritBox is available in America. It is, and I love it. If you haven't checked it out, it's a subscription service that I think you can only get through Amazon. I'm not sure. But it has a treasure trove of cozy mystery television and British murder mysteries. And she's specifically recommending the Haiti Wainthrope Investigate series because if you've watched Keeping Up Appearances, the classic British comedy show, Hyacinth Bouquet, that actress is the main character. And you know, I did a video about cozy mystery TV shows that I love. And you know, when someone comes up to you and asks you, like, what's your favorite restaurant or what's your favorite book or something, and like your mind goes blank, and then they walk away, and then you're like, oh, that restaurant or that book. You know, I did that video and I listed a lot of my favorites, and then like a day later I was like, oh my gosh, this show or that show I totally forgot. And Haiti Wainthrope is definitely one of the ones that I should have put in the video. So thank you for reminding me, Sharon. I appreciate it. Okay, so what I'm reading right now, or actually what I just finished listening to as an audiobook, is Killer Jam. And it's a Dewberry Farm mystery by Karen McInerney. I'm sorry, I'm so bad with names. I really enjoyed this. It's set on a small town farm in Texas, and the main character has like purchased her family's farm that they had sold before she could buy it. And she's trying to make a living as a dairy farmer and kind of learning along the way, and gets kind of caught up in a mystery and accused of a murder. I really enjoyed it. You know, a lot of cozy mysteries have the formula of the protagonist being the main suspect, even though the reader knows that they didn't do it. And so that's not something unusual, but this one really kind of, it ramped up the tension in that, and I really enjoyed it. It had a fast pace to it, and you really wanted to make sure that the protagonist was okay. I will say that if domestic violence is something that is a trigger for you in any way, you might want to either skip this one, or if you really want to read it or listen to it but don't want to have to deal with that, just message me and I will look up the chapters for you that you can just skip, because there is a kind of a sub-story with one of the minor characters with domestic violence. And I could see, it's not graphic in any way, but there is kind of some on-the-page violence. So, you know, if that's not your thing, no worries. Maybe just skip it. Anyway, I really enjoyed it. Okay, so my next read is Murder, She Knits, and I included it in my last video about going to the bookshop. And we'll see how that one goes. A lot of you commented that you've read that one and you loved it, so we'll see. I'm almost finished with the Snow White Red-Handed fairy tale mystery, and I'll let you know how that one is once I'm done. Okay, so let's get into 3 more things I do not like in a cozy mystery. First, I'm going to have some coffee because it is morning time and I need my coffee. And I've got my Haunted Mansion mug. Are there any Disney World fans out there? I love Disney so much. Okay, my number one thing that I do not like in a cozy mystery is Caricatures of Cultures. Now, I am from the South, and I get it. A lot of us have very pronounced accents, and, movies and books all kind of present this one-size-fits-all, very country Southern person. So this is not just a cozy mystery problem, but I was recently listening to an audiobook set in the South, and I almost had to just stop listening because the narrator had the thickest Southern accent, and it was so over the top. And she kept saying things that Scarlett O'Hara would say, like my, or, stuff like that. Just silly stuff that I know we don't really say. And even though the story was awesome, I was really put off by the caricatures of the culture. And this isn't just a Southern thing. This happens to, people from different countries, people from different religions. There tends to be kind of a one-size-fits-all character for certain cultures. And that's just not my thing. And it puts me off for what otherwise would be a good story. Okay, number 2. This is going to be a strange one, and you might completely disagree with me, is first-person narrative. I don't know why, actually I do know why. I don't like first-person narrative. First of all, I don't know why, because it just immediately puts me off, and I can't really explain why. The thing that I can explain is, in a mystery, it limits the point of view that the reader has. When you have a third-person narrative where it's, Sharon went to the store, Sharon saw Karen, and they talked about the murder. I'm getting to see, this person's point of view, that person's point of view. I'm able to, witness things that maybe the protagonist can't witness or doesn't witness. It just broadens the world in the book. It also broadens the author's ability to show me clues and show me evidence. And when you have a first-person narrative, you're just limited to that one person, what they see and what they think. So I definitely have enjoyed first-person narrative books, but I definitely don't prefer them. What do you think? Is that something that you ever thought about? I don't know. It's just a weird little quirk of mine that I just don't really like. Okay, number 3 is something that I kind of touched on a couple of videos ago, and we had a good little discussion in the comments about it. Vague prologues. I recently, in the knitting series video, one of the samples ended up being my favorite book, but it had this very long, vague prologue. And a prologue, if you're not certain what that is kind of like a chapter before chapter 1, and it'll set up the story. And what I mean by a vague one is the one that I read that I didn't like. It didn't have any character names. It didn't really have any place names. It just talked about this person is going to walk into the store and they're going to talk to this other person about something very secretive that we don't know what it is yet. And it went on for page after page, and I was just like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know who these people are or why I should care. Let's get to the story where I can meet the protagonist, see the town, let's get on to the actual story. Now, I have read books that have good prologues. The Candy Holiday series has an excellent way, if you're wanting to write a cozy mystery, an excellent way to execute a prologue. Before her first chapter, she'll actually have the murder scene, and it's pretty fascinating. She'll have the murder scene in its own little chapter right before the book starts, and you know the victim by name. You get clues about who is murdering them, why, because they'll have a bit of conversation before the victim's murdered, and you'll get, clues on how and where and when. So for me, that's a helpful, productive, and entertaining way to have a prologue. And vagueness is never good in writing. Who wants to read something vague? It slows things down. It's confusing. With no vague prologues here. Okay, so those are my 3 things that I do not like in a cozy mystery. What do you not like in a cozy mystery? Leave them in the comments below. And I want to say thank you to everyone for watching this week and for commenting and liking. I really appreciate it. And if you enjoyed this video, a thumbs up is the best way to let me know. Have a great week, guys. Bye-bye.